zooming in and out. Basiibye butya bwakedde butya kabiri nti buli omu gy'ali bwamukeredde bulungi. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, according to your time and wherever you're watching me from. My name is Nora. Welcome to my evening live stream. I hope you all well. Yes, Nora mwendi wano bwakedde yesterday. None of you saw me. But yeah, we are getting ready again for Eid, Al-Fitr. Eid Al-Fitr. That's what we are getting ready for. We are cleaning again, general cleaning. General cleaning is a must. But hey, have you prayed this morning? Or before praying? Have you said thank you? It's still praying, but did you say thank you, Lord, for another day? Thank you, Jesus, for the gift of life. Thank you, Jesus, for this. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Zukuka webaze Katonda for another day. Muzukuke mwebaze Katonda. Today is also another day, and it's evening. It's the second last week of this month. Gwe oluzingo bw'oyagala kuleka. That's the real reason why I want to leave. Kali wali. Mugamba mutya kazuye nti gye muli bulungi. Naye Nora gye ndi fine. Nora is here. Nora is here. Nora is here. Naye nga mwasuze mutya kazuye nti mwasuze bulungi. Yesterday was a busy day, guys. I spent 2 days without eating, but I woke up last night in the midnight to eat food because I was starving. This diet is gonna kill me, guys. But I wouldn't have starved. You know what made me starved? I worked during 5 to 5, 4 up to 8 p.m. in the evening. By the time I was done, I was so exhausted. My body was weak. Remember, I hadn't eaten for 2 days. I've been just taking breakfast, just simple breakfast, like tea and maybe bread alone. Guys, tell me in the midnight, I started feeling dizzy. It's like someone was on my bed. Someone has carried me on my bed. They're just rotating me. My stomach was like, Nora. My brain was like, Nora, if it's about gaining weight, you have no problem. It's you who has a problem. My stomach was like, Madam, feed us. Feed us. Did we tell you that we want to lose weight? I rushed downstairs. I was lucky enough there was a leftover rice for lunch. It was like 2 spoons. It was enough for me. I ate that. After that, I slept. Today I have to remind myself that, Nora, you have to eat. Hunger won't kill me. Guys, you're joking with losing weight. Imagine, I ate only salads during lunchtime and I was like, let me just drink water. I would have been okay. But I scrubbed sofas yesterday, we had to carry the sofas outside the house, water all the 7 sofas, start brushing with your bare hand. Remember, you're using all the strength, and the salads that you ate with water that you've been drinking is telling you that, okay, Okay, it's like eating salad and then you go to the gym. You want to carry the heavy weight. You want to carry those heavy things and then they see you fainting. Eat, Jerry, eat. Anyway, me, one thing that I realized, I've always told you that me, I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to become too slim. Just that I want to be flexible. That's all. I just want to be flexible. And another thing that here in Saudi, the food is too common. We have one type of food. We have one type of food, and sometime I'll eat my other food, rice flour. Hello, how are you? Salam alaikum. I hope you're well. Yeah, hello, good evening and good afternoon. Welcome to the evening Sunday, guys. So, sometime if I eat like 3 days in a week, I've eaten rice, I will change maybe to my other local food. That's I'll cook rice flour, turn it into ugali, You guys, you in the US, how do they call it that? They call it corn, what? Corn bread. We will call it ugali. What's your name? I'm Nora. That glue glue. Hey, that glue glue. Glue glue. Elifie. Glue glue. How are you? Hi, hi. So, I usually have that bread corn with sometime maybe vegetables. If we have jir in the fridge, I make sure that I fry my jir and they are so good, guys. Jir tastes so good. It tastes like spinach. So I eat my rice ugali with that jir or beans. I really feel good whenever I eat it. But the foolish me. Mm? I deceived myself that since I've been eating rice and I'm tired of eating ugali too, let me change something. Let me just eat salad. Hunger was like, now wow, don't tell us you want to lose weight. But anyway, I'm not that fat and my boobs are not that big that everything on me actually God measured it. So hallelujah. Thank God for that. Others are going for surgery. Me, I don't need to go for surgery. I just need a real man who knows how to maintain a woman's body. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, that's all I need in my life, but I hope you're well. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Nora, and this channel I do share cooking tutorials and my life on my channel. Yes, for those of you who want to learn to cook, you can go and check out on my videos. I have a playlist of cooking videos, and I have also a playlist on my lifestyle videos. I share everything right there, so just go pick out what you want. Do you want to know Nora? Who is she, and is she mean? Is she cold like ice? You never know. Anyway, ice and water, they both need each other. Ice and fire, they both need each other, because with fire, if the flame is too high, at least ice can cool it off. Yes, I'm not that too bad. I'm not that mean. I'm kind. I'm a fine baby. Yeah, I'm a fine baby. But don't forget to like and subscribe, my darling. Yeah, someone asked me my name, guys. I said my name is Nora. I'm a Ugandan, but I live in Saudi Arabia. And I've been here, it's now 2.5 years, ever since I lived here in Saudi. Yeah, and I don't speak Arab, so don't ask me why I don't speak, but for some reason, but I don't speak Arab. I only speak English. Thank you for asking. Anybody else? Cheers for the one that we lost. Cheers for the one that you left. Sometimes drinking brings back all the memories. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs some hug. Like you need a hug from me. And so many kisses and hugs. I can't believe that next week, tomorrow week will be okay. Starting the week that will be closing May. You can imagine. You can imagine, but always be grateful. Say thank you to God, guys. You know, there's a lot of things that have been happening. This month in Uganda, a lot has happened. There's Ebola. Ebola actually doesn't come most especially from Uganda because, you know, we have people who are always traveling from Congo coming to Uganda. Uganda is such a welcoming country, and it's always welcoming its neighbors. So Congolese who are coming in Uganda, but on the news they say that they had to prevent some refugees from coming to Uganda due to the Ebola spread. So they have to stay fast back. Mm. And also there's what we call the Uganda Matters Day. We remember the days of there's the king called Kabaka Mwanga, yes, who actually didn't believe into Christianity. So when white people went to Uganda, they tried to preach, you know, to bring the word of God and teach other locals about God and who God is. So this king was like, no, there's no any other king. I'm the only king in Uganda, and no one should. So that king did something to the believers, and so every June we remember them. Okay, so every June we have to remember those believers whose life were taken, but also it was suspended because of the spread of Ebola. Yes, but Ebola is not that it's not that effective. Like, it's not an airborne disease. Ebola, it comes from, you know, touching people's hand. You know, there's stay away from hugging. Yeah, in Uganda, whenever that happens, people really, really stay away. If you want to know that Ugandans want to live long life, it's like the day COVID was there. However much I wasn't home, but people really did their best to avoid the closeness and visiting. Even the president did a good job, guys. The guy was like, why are you visiting your relatives every day? Can't you give them a rest? So he stopped. He said that people from certain region don't come. People from certain region don't come. And in Uganda, when they say don't, that's why Uganda, Kenyans, they think we are weak. We are not weak. It's just that we have this thing of uh, for the love of my family and my house, I will not. In Uganda, you are alone. If you say that, guys, let's go and set, you know, protest. Who? Who? If you tell a Ugandan, will be like, you and who? You go alone. First of all, because the security. Eh? They will flog you and remember your great grandparents or your ancestors. So for the safety of people, they know how to handle, you know, a stubborn child. Hey, Bay, hey, Emily Ogambocha, how are you doing? Hey, the champagne, the Sabine Sponge, how are you doing? Hey, Emily, what a long name. The Yummy Fiancis Champagne Sponge said hi, hello, Ogambo, Tia. The name is too long. That's all your name. Anyway, it's a username. It's a username. But anyway, I will not take you that. I will not take you, like, I will not give you more of information of what's happening in Uganda. Let's go to the 90 days of fiancés. You know me, I like to entertain you with what's happening in the world. Who has ever seen a 40-year-old virgin guy? Guys, I laughed, and women, we have suffered for love. Eh? We have suffered for love. More especially we who are deceiving on ourselves that we want online dating, distance relationship, we have been deceived. Hi, hello, bay, hey, obey, obangaina, Emilia, obangaina, obangeyo, how are you? You with your little pretty face, you with your cutie face, I hope you're well. Imagine a guy tells you to move in Hollywood. Women, we've suffered. There's no one who have suffered like those women that I always see their shows on the 90 Days of Fiancés. Those women have suffered with love, guys. Eh? Those women have suffered. Even me who have been single for so many years, I haven't suffered like those women. If they don't find a scammer, they'll find someone who wants them to invest their money to them. They'll find someone who disrespect them. They'll find some... You tell me, this, I love the way one of the ladies say that, I can't believe that she's being fooled. And so she was asked that, do you believe that the guy is still the virgin? The lady was like, hell no. And then they asked why. She was like, because I'm a bitch. You can't tell me that as a 40-year-old you're still a virgin. How? How? You mean your entire life you... Because you're Egyptian? No. Guys, tevatulimba. A 40-year-old being a virgin. A man. And you're in an industry where there is women. I can believe someone who is staying home, not going anywhere where there is women. That person is always home. Hello, Maureen, how are you doing? Hi, Maureen, how are you? Someone who is staying home is not going anywhere. I can believe in that person can be a virgin at his 40s and at his 30s. Here in Saudi and in Oman, it can happen. Okay. But someone who is a celebrity, the guy claims that he's a celebrity. Happening now. Hello, how are you? Long time no see. I hope you're well. How have you been? Hey, Maureen, how are you? And then you come out to claim that you're a virgin. It cannot happen. The lady was like, it's a lie. And the man was even saying that, I'm okay. How about you? I'm pretty good, my dear. I'm all right this side. We are well. We're just getting ready for Ramadan. It's not Ramadan. It's called Eid al-Fitr. Yeah, we'll be showering meat all over our house. You know, house will be full of smoke, meat everywhere, fats everywhere, until July. Deal. I have a question. All right, ask, darling. And food, everything will be available. Everything will be available. If you just get a one-way ticket, make sure that on Monday you're here, because Monday tomorrow we are starting to take meat door to door. We are giving out. And then on Tuesday, that will be the meat for the family. That I want to come. Come, we enjoy everything here, Maureen. We enjoy nyama choma. We enjoy chapo. Because I don't think tomorrow rice will be needed. Rice will not be needed this week. Hey. Okay, I have a question about working in Dubai. All right, darling, you can ask me, Maureen. You can ask me. Go about. Ask me about it. You wanna send someone to come and work in Dubai? Okay. You can ask me. Feel free, darling. So, guys, the lady was like, no one can be a virgin at that age, most especially a man, and he's a celebrity. But this lady has a wise daughter. The daughter was like, Mom, I don't think that guy even loves you. He wants to use you as a connection because we can't move from our home and then go rent an apartment in Hollywood. The guy is just coming here to build a career for himself, but he doesn't. Imagine a guy who does not. Okay, yes, we want to know if there is a vacancy currently. Most people have been calling money on TikTok. Oh my God. Maureen, hey, my dear lovely sister, you see those companies that says that oh, we're currently right now in Dubai. I won't deceive you. They are not allowing in people due to what has been happening. So there is no job. People are giving out. You see those people who are in offices, like you came in with a company, and your company tells you that, guys, since we have no jobs right now, there's no any vacancy, you have to wait until, I think the situation will be okay by August. There, I think they will be operating now well, because right now some companies they don't allow. Yes, and Qatar. But I have someone that I know who is there in Kenya who does all those work. But for now, because she and I were friends, she had a company, and right now they are not taking anyone to Dubai. By the vacancy they have in Qatar for men, security, and drivers in Qatar. And hello, how are you? I hope you're well, Robert. And where else do we have right now in Saudi Arabia? Those three, and Kuwait, yes, those three places. So she's in Nairobi, but I can't tell you that people in TikTok, I don't know why I don't believe everything that I see on TikTok, because people are just making money, and when you're desperate, that's how you find yourself, you're being scammed. But this lady, Dubai, if you want a job, you have to pay. But as I told you that right now, how many years experience? Well, sometimes you don't have to have experience. Like if you're a driver, all you need is to show them your driving license. If you've ever drove a car in Kenya or anywhere, you have to go there with your what? Your license, your driving license. And if you've ever worked, for those who are coming to work as a maid, sometimes you don't need to have an experience, because they will train you. And for those who are going teachers, maybe chefs, you have actually to show you have to show them that you are your experience, because they are exactly at the office. They will, yes. And the security, yeah, security, yes, they also do, but security, that person has to go to Qatar and Kuwait. I don't know how I can give you her contact, because for her they have an office there in Kenya, they can help. And I, yeah, they still need, but I can't deceive you that Dubai right now, Dubai right now, is there one for baking cakes? It depends, my dear. It depends. Here, or work in any Gulf countries, you can't say that this is exactly what I'm going to do, because only drivers and the security guards, for them it's specific that if I've come to work as a driver, that's what I'm going to do exactly. But if you come as a chef, you have to go through first a lot of things. You first have to know how the system works for you to get that job. And there are so many pastry chefs here. So I don't think they can need a pastry chef, because tell me, these people are good at baking. They have Indians, they have Pakistanis, even women from home. They also do their own pastry and take them out there to the shops to sell. So I don't think they can hire a pastry chef. Yeah, I was told that security and driver it's possible. Yes, that job is available, my dear. If you know how to drive, the job is there. I think for them their salary is like 1 to 2 m. Yeah, I wanted to aim there. So I don't know how I can give you that lady's number because she's the only person that I know. She's the only person that I know who takes people to those countries, and most especially, she's always looking for the security guard. She's always looking for the for what? She's always looking for the cleaners. These door-to-door workers. How much is that in Kenya? You can say that if you're getting like 3,000 has a Kenyan, 3,000 Kuwait dirham. In Kuwait they don't use dirham, do they? No, they use real. They use real. Dubai are the one who are using dirham. Mm, Not around in Kenya, you like 4 million to 5 million. Yeah, 4 million to 5 million if you're earning that money. If you're earning 3,000, and with that 3,000 it comes with accommodation and everything, you know. But other expenses it can be on you if you want, other things. But for many security and drivers, it's very, very possible they can really get it. But you have to input because that job, I know they will ask for money. Kenyan money, they can ask you like 20 to 30,000. Yeah, not dirham, count in real. Put 3,000 real into Kenyan currency. How much can you get? If you earn 3,000 or 4,000, it depends who is hiring. Sometimes company can tell you that for you you'll be earning, like in Kenya exactly, they will tell you the money that you will be earning there. Like in Uganda, they tell you you're going to Dubai or to exactly here 900. In Uganda, you get 800. 3,000, yeah, that's like 100,000 K. 3,000, like 100 Kenyan K. But they can increase. They can increase, Maureen. They can increase that too. I think I've given you the lowest price for the security guards if they are to work. But I think that's exactly what they get. 3,000, 3,000 to 4,000 there. 3,000 to 4,000. Let's say 3,000 to 4,000. Because if Saudi you're getting, if it's Saudi someone who is working outside, like if you're not working for any company, you came by yourself, you can be earning like 5,000. But 5,000, I don't think we can reach to that amount of 5,000. No, 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 no. There are limits here nowadays on how much you're earning, because you cannot earn like a Saudian or that money 5,000, 10,000. Oh, someone will be like, as who. But anyway, some people they give. If you found someone who is rich, you can get that money. I heard that they pay extra money as their contract says it's true. Yeah, it's true, my dear. It's true. They pay extra. You see, even you when you come, when your boss they see that you're good at what you're doing, you're skilled, they within even you don't even have to wait your contract to end, no. Or if you renew, no. They will just increase your salary within that month, or everyone has their own luck. Like for me, let me give an example. I remember when I first came to Saudi, my salary was supposed to be 900 Ugandan shilling. 900, that's like 800 Ugandan shilling. And then when I arrived, because I was taking care of an elderly person, I was working as a caregiver. First 2, 3, 4 months, I was getting that 900. After I made 5 to 6 months in Saudi, my salary was increased to 1,000 Saudian. So yeah, they can increase your salary. How long have you been there? I've been here for 2.5 months. Yeah. So I renewed my contract this year again. So I have 1 year and a half here in Saudi again. I'm still here until next year, darling. I renewed my contract. Really? Yeah. Really, wow. Yeah. So I had to renew my contract. As I told you, when you find that the situation is good here, you stay. And if you find a good boss who fulfills all the things that were written into the contract, there are some bosses, they say, I'll provide all the needs. When you reach here, they change. You don't receive anything that congratulations, thank you, darling. They change their manners, and then someone start telling you, am I not paying you? Am I not feeding you? Remind them that, my dear, remember, you sign a contract where it says that you'll be able to provide me. You, in that contract, it says you have to get, every end of the month, they have to buy you a credit. Every end of the month, a credit. In that contract, you have to receive the medical care, your needs are the personal needs. But if you want other things, that's on you. That's your own bill. But some people, when you reach here, someone changes their behavior, and then someone's like, no way, that some people don't actually, but some, they stick on it. Like mine, I really thank God that mine sticked on hers. And as I told you, she always reminds me that you came to work, so if you do good, I'll also do good to you. And you always have to remember that you don't reach and then you start misbehaving. You hear, and one thing that I've realized that make other people to lose their focus on working here, it's those friends that we are always finding online on Facebook. And a friend of mine worked there for 4 years. She made a good progress when she came back. Yeah, Maureen, if you're patient and you know your goals, you can really go back home with a good progress, let me tell you. But when you reach here and then you're a party person, you don't want to be told. You're finding friends on social media, they are telling you, no, you leave that house, come out here. Come out here. There is more freedom. You'll be earning this amount of money. And then you're also like, yeah, guys, and then you start misbehaving in front of your boss. Like for me, sometimes my boss leaves me home alone. She goes on vacation. Some girls, that's when they get their chances to run away from home. The way I love having my freedom. I rather stay in someone's house and finish my contract and go home than suffering in a foreign land. Maureen, let me tell you. Suffering in a foreign land is so painful. And there is nothing as a worst thing, Maureen, to meet online friends. People who mislead you. You've left your job, you've gone where they are, you don't know what kind of job they have been doing, and then they tell you, since you're a woman, you have a shop. When someone tells you you have a shop, you have a depot. So use that depot to make money, and you're like, what? That's when you realize that, oh, I fucked up. It's true. True is very bad, can get into trouble. Yeah, you get into trouble, my dear, but stay in one place. If you find your madam is good, stay. And they are always telling us, also another thing, There are some people who come, they want to show that I'm a hardworking person. Me, Maureen, I worked in Oman for 3.5 years, and I will not say that I disappointed my mother. No, I did not disappoint my mother. Because the money I made in Oman, at least I managed to help my mom to get a place. Remember, buying a land and building a house, that's also another budget. So I told myself, what else can I do? When I went back home, at that time, I had lost the father of my kid, and so the burden was on me again. Ask myself, what should I do? What should I do? I have to take care of a child. I even went to Kenya. I wanted to start a new life there in Kenya. So I spoke with one of my uncles, and then they told me, there's no worry, come. But I stayed in Kenya. Finding a job, it was so hard for me in Kenya. I managed to get a job, but I used to work there as a bartender, and I wasn't used in living in an environment where people smoke. It wasn't good for my health. I could always cough, that heavily cough that comes out of the smoke. Yeah. Ah, I told myself, Nora, no, I can't manage this life. I loved living there, and I will never say anything bad about Kenya because that's my second home. I love living there. But I only realized that maybe I should just go there to visit my relatives. I will only go there to visit my relatives, but working. I worked there, but my dear, cold, the smoke. I told myself, no, let me go back home. So I came back home. When I went back home in Uganda, I stayed for like 8 months, because at that time I was again processing my way back. I wanted to go to Dubai, but Dubai was so expensive. What you pay, it's not what you get. That's the problem within Dubai. That you pay for a job, you want to work as maybe a barista, you want to work as a cleaner, you're paying 5M to 6M. By the time you reach there, you're being sold at the market like a slave, which is not pleased. I did not like it. My girlfriend told me, you know what, Nora, straight to Saudi, take that opportunity. So in Saudi, I spent 500 Ugandan shillings. That is like 11,000 Kenyan shilling that I spent coming here. That plus the medical and other things, training. For them also they need money. They have to take you again to training to show the Ministry of Work and Labor that this person is good at what she's going to do. And nowadays also there is what we call you have to go through a lot nowadays coming. I don't know, maybe if it's also in Kenya there. Yes, that was tough. My day, it was so tough, but I managed to survive it. Managed to survive it, darling. And what else? I don't know whether they do also this thing in Kenya where you have to go to the police and Interpol. I don't know whether they do it in Kenya, but in Uganda, nowadays to travel abroad, you have to go through Interpol. Those are the things that will come, that will follow you to show that you're not a criminal. If you've ever been jailed, they have to know the record that you leave alone back then. In 2018, when I came, actually, that lady in Kenya is the one who helped me. By then, I was living there in Kenya, and the lady helped me. So, my first time going to Oman, I had to pass through Kenya. But this second time, I managed to pass through Uganda. But it's different. I don't know whether in Kenya they do the same, the Interpol thing. I don't know. But I think they also do. And because I know some Kenyans, they are stubborn. Someone was used with bangi and someone was used maybe anakulanga mira. They eat, they chew those sticks, and then someone's like, some people are tough. Mm, so they have to see whether you don't have any criminal records before coming. Nowadays, that's more important. Before someone hiring you, they have to know if you don't have any shady backgrounds on you. If you're lucky, you pass, you come and then you work. But let no one scare you that everyone is bad. One thing that I've learned is that how you behave and how you carry yourself. If you respect yourself and you know what brought you here, you'll have peace. And someone will also notice the way you carry yourself. Someone will notice, this person. But if you're this person, hey, you'll also meet them. They are also good at that. Hey, you end up carrying each other's dresses and you're like, they always in. But there's nothing bad here. There's nothing bad. People can feel free to come and work. Um, Maureen, you on Facebook? If you're on Facebook, tell me your Facebook username. I can come and then send you a message and I tag you that lady's contact so that if there is anyone who is there in Kenya who is looking for a security job or driver, she's the right person that they can communicate to and to help them instead of falling to the hands of the wrong people who are telling them that come to Dubai. I don't know why everyone wants to come to Dubai, yet you can go to Doha, you can go to Kuwait, other places, anywhere you feel like going. Dubai is not for everyone. It's not that. I know it's the name sounds so. Hmm? You might say you're going to Dubai and they take you to the village. You might say you're going to Dubai, they take you to Ajuman, they take you to Sharjah, they take you, it's big. It's like someone telling you you're going to Kenya. Kenya is big, Qatar and Kuwait, yeah. She does that. She do take people there in Qatar and Kuwait. So she gives you that information. She even asks you where do you want to go, or she tells you this is the places that we have job vacancies. So we have here and here. Where do you want to go? It's you to make a choice where you want to go. Or maybe you can send me a message on my Facebook page. It's Jimmy Norah. Just the name Jimmy Norah. If you search on that ID, they will directly take you to my Facebook account. So you send me a message there and then I link you up to the lady. But I know for someone who is looking for a job as a security and a driver, they will definitely ask them for input. No, Jimmy, like J, as in JIMMY, then Nora. Bakuli. What a name, Bakuli. Yes. Jimmy, then Nora. The last one is Nora. So just send me a message and then, yeah, I'll link you up to the lady. For those who are looking for a security job and driving, for them, I believe she has that job. She has it. But the input, I don't know how much you'll ask them. I don't know how much you'll ask them. Her name is, she's called Carol. All right, darling. Thank you. I've seen the request. But the lady is called Carol. I forgot her second name because she's a lawyer, so I'd forgotten her second name. So I'm right here. It's okay, no problem. All right. Tell them not to fear. Let them come and work. We need money. In this world, if you don't survive the other way around, there's another way on how you can survive. Let them come and work. I love it when men, they decide to get out of their comfort zone and say, I'm going to work, than sending their women. Some men are sending their women abroad, and for them, they stay home. And some women are sending their husbands for them to stay home. But that's how it's supposed to be working. Not easy, but we have to. Yeah, it's not easy, but we have to do our best. We have to do our best. You see, Maureen, the reason why I left Uganda, my child needed school fees. I asked myself, where am I going to get money? I have no friends. And even if you have friends, they are not people that you can always rely on. There was a job, but the salary wasn't enough. Earning 3,000 Kenyan shilling in Uganda, it's not enough as your salary. And you need to pay your child's school fees. Remember, that child has no father now. You're the mother, you're the father. The rent in Uganda, you're paying 150 plus the electricity. In Uganda, things are too expensive. When someone tells you that, first of all, rent in Uganda, at least you see in Uganda, if you tell someone that in Kenya you can get a 3,000 house and it looks nice, someone will be like, wow, nawe waliwo nyumba y'enkumi 3. But in Uganda house, hey, you're my twin. My dear, I had to leave and I told myself, I'm kissing Uganda goodbye. I'm kissing Uganda goodbye. The difficulty that I was facing, the job that I was doing, it wasn't giving me enough money. So I had to tell myself, I had to advise myself. I told myself, Nora, I have no money to support him. And also men, there are people that you cannot rely on. The child does not belong to them. You're not going to give someone burden. I told myself, Nora, what can I do? I have a land on my own. What can I do with that land? I told myself, Nora, I love my child so much. She has just lost her father. What I need to do, I have to step in to be a mother and a father at the same time. In Uganda, I realized that if you have a place to put your head where you're not paying rent, other things can be easier for you. I told myself, Nora, let me go. Let me go and work. Because now, ever since I came, I thank God. I've always been thanking God for the gift of life. I've always thanked God for providing. I can provide my daughter's school fees in time without even asking anyone for help. The only thing, I'm always begging my family to go to the boarding school to check on her. That's the only difficulty now that I'm facing, because they are also busy. They'll tell you, I'm busy, I don't have time to go there. I don't. Hey, you did the best thing, my dear. Thank you, darling. I had no option. I have no option. That's the only option I had. I told myself, let me go and work. What's the use of staying here? The job that I was working, that I was doing, it wasn't bringing in enough money. You need to eat, you need to parent, you need to do this. You as a person, you also need to look good. I started looking like someone that they have forgotten. I told myself, let me go. Since I don't even have a boyfriend or a man who is in my life, what am I doing here? I had to pack my luggage. And the good thing, mothers are always supportive. I remember I spoke to my mom and she was like, there's no worry, you can go back. And another thing I love about my daughter, she's someone who is so supportive, She's someone who is so supportive. She told me, Mom, you go. You'll find me home. I'll be fine. I know I'll miss you, but there is nothing that's more important than me being in school. Imagine that word coming out of a young child. She told me, Mom, I know ever since Dad left, it's like I don't want to be a burden to you. I don't want you to overthink, but just, yeah, she's in high school now, my darling. She's in high school. And then she was like, Mom, me, I'll be patient. I'll wait. Me, as long as you put me in a boarding school, I have no problem, Mom. So I have to sacrifice my 1 month salary boarding school, because with that it comes with food, shelter. Sometimes she can decide to go home during holidays, and sometimes she can choose. But since she's not a people person, she prefers staying in school. That's how she is. As long as they visit her, because we always communicate. Like today, she went back to school back today because she was sent back home on Thursday to just go home and pick up some school needs and then go back again. So she doesn't like staying around other people because she's not used about other people. She's like, I'd rather stay in school than always listening and others saying, And also she told me, I don't want people to use me like, someone telling you that, Mom, I don't want people to start asking you for money budget that it's not even there. That budget, spend it on me. So I do that. As long as she's happy, and yeah, she's happy. But she always tells me, I miss you. Don't forget that. When your child tells you that I miss you, she's now like my sister. We talk. She doesn't hide anything from you. He tells you, Mom, however much you're making money, but don't forget that I'm home. When I told her I'm going to renew that contract, she was like, and then she was like, anyway, since she's in O level now, she told me, okay, Mom, no worry. O level, it's so expensive in Uganda. You have to pay like 1M every semester that they study, 1M. That comes with all the expense, Maureen. So my daughter was like, Mom, at first I felt awkward when you told me you're going to renew your contract, but I understood later on when you told me you have to renew. I understood that the expense of O level, A level, O level, it's too expensive. So let me rather continue staying there for 2 more years. I'll wait. But she told me, but don't forget, when you're coming back, make sure you buy me a smartphone. Make sure you buy me a laptop. You know how children they are. I'm going to do my best to learn how to use a computer so that I have my own. She doesn't know that her mother has a lot of things to carry on her back. But she's a lovely person, someone who communicates. Yeah. Like any other child, you won't say that sometimes they don't misbehave. Like her misbehaving on me, it's by like adding more expenses on you. There are sometimes school trips, they don't need school trips. She comes and then she tells you, Mom, we are going on a certain trip and I need this amount of money. I have to go. Yeah, I have to bring the gadget for her. I have to, because I promised her, I told her that if you perform well, I'll buy you something. I'll definitely buy for you. She was like, okay. And whenever she texts you, like last time on Thursday, she went back home on Thursday this week. she texted me. She was like, "Mom, don't forget." I was like, "No, I haven't forgotten." She was like, "No, I have to keep on reminding you because I don't want you to come home and tell me that, oh, no, I forgot." I'm in your budget. I usually have problem with leaving my daughter whenever I think about this. You have to sacrifice that love, my dear Maureen. You have to sacrifice that love. I know sometimes you ask yourself so many questions. If I leave my child here, how will she be? Who is going to take care of my child? Huh? Maybe if you leave her with your mom, it's okay. But sisters, it's so hard to trust them. It's so hard to trust them. Leaving your child behind. I'm telling you. The day I told her about it, at first she even fell sick. You know, she came to me crying. She was like, but it hasn't been even a year ever since Daddy passed away, and you also want to leave? How am I going to leave? She called my mom that your mom. She was like, how stubborn your mom is. Your mom likes yelling. Your mom yells. For you, you're used to her yelling, but me, I'm not used to your mom's yelling. How am I going to survive? And then she tells me, Mom, if at least you're going there, make sure you put me in a boarding school, please. Put me in a boarding school. There are schools where you can stay without coming home. At least there I can. Because the way your mom yells, it can distract me from studying. And then, because I also know my mom, I know my mom. I had to do my best. Very much my mom didn't like the idea. But I have to sit down and my mom, I tell her, Mom, you also know it's hard to control you. Everyone doesn't want to live next to you. It's only us, your children. For us, you gave birth to us, but our children. I don't know why my mother's grandchildren, they don't want to be next to her. She's good and calm, but when she starts to yell, you know how African mothers they are. Huh? My mother is someone who will wait for you to go to bed and sleep. That's when she comes and she's like, okay, we have to start where I stopped. And in the middle of the night, you have nowhere to run to. So everyone is like, you want to leave me where? To grandmother's house? No, 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 no. That woman is good when it's your first day to visit her. But if you get used staying at her place. So my mom also knows herself that her grandchildren, they fear her. But I try my best to remove that fear out of my daughter's head. But she's like, Mom, even my dad used to speak about you, Mom. You see, if my dad can fear you, Mom, how about me as a grandchild? Just know when your child tells you that if you see my dad feared your mom, how about me? How about me, Mom? Do you think that woman, she and I, we can live in the same roof? Leave me in a boarding school. There will be safe and sound. So I had to do that because I know my mom. Someone whom you grow up with, you cannot say that, no, my mom will change, no. I left our home at the age of 14 because of that. I left home without looking back. I was like, Mama. Yes, Mom is okay. So, my dear, just sit down with yourself. If you want to come, and tell yourself, Maureen, what should I do? I love my child so much, but I need to sacrifice this love and go out there. Yeah, I was young, but I had nothing to do. Remember, I became mom at a young age, going to school. My mom was like, no, I can no longer trust you. You know how parents they are. No, 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 I can no longer trust. I remember every time I could come home, it's another chapter. It's another. She'll be like, who sent you? Who told you to go to school? Didn't I tell you to stay home? Didn't I? Things were so hard, and so I had to leave. I was like, you know what, I can't continue this kind of life. I can't continue this kind of life. I have to kiss our home a goodbye, go to the city, start looking for a job. Door to door, here and there, here and there, to be able to survive. So that's why sometimes when I sit down with myself, however much I have this crazy friend of mine, but I love her so much. She always tells me, Nora, do you know that we started working at a young age? We haven't enjoyed our youth. So you and I, if someone is looking for love advice, they shouldn't come to us, because all we know is money, money, money. We know nothing about relationships, because all our youth we spend it into working. But she's right. I won't say that I spent my years of my teenage life enjoying. No, I was from one house to another house, one house to another house, working, and until I was 19 again, I went back to school, because at that time I'd already saved enough money to be able to help myself. So I attended the adult school. I went back to school, because, my dear, living in this world without any education, at least you need to go to school and learn something. But I don't blame sometimes my mom. I blame also myself. Sometimes this has also helped me to learn that, true, you should enjoy. I'll enjoy Maureen maybe once my contract ends. And then I go home. All I pray for is God to give me a gift of life, so that I can also go home and enjoy at least my life. Because I will not say that I've enjoyed life. No, I spend my life working. I spend my time working. There's no time of saying you're dating. No, you're chasing money. Your life, all your life has been about chasing money. You have that fear of, if again I try to give someone a chance, they'll just use me and dump me, and you say no. Let me focus on one thing. Only thing I ask God is to keep me safe, and give me a long life to be able to live and enjoy also the things that I couldn't do in my youth, to be able to enjoy it also in future. But sometimes you don't blame God. They say everything has a reason. Maybe God knew. Sometimes I tell myself that it's better to focus on work. Yeah, it's true. It's better to focus on work, because even sometimes you might say that, oh, I wish I've enjoyed my life, because there are some girls there that have enjoyed their life, but where did their life lead them to? It led them to, some of them, they are living with HIV. Some of them are living miserable life. They are single mothers of 6 to 5 children. And me, I only have one. So I'm grateful to God for that. because everything has a reason. And I know God maybe had a reason and say, you know what, at your young age you'll work, but in your older age you'll just live your life to enjoy the fruit of your labor. So yeah, that's all I've learned in life, that there is no need of rush. Whether you've missed, it's also how do you take yourself. You know, me, obviously, there are girls that I grew up with, like in my community. My dear, hey, men, and oh, like me who has a girl, men of nowadays, Maureen, I fear for my child, to be honest. Men who sleep with their stepdaughters, I fear every time I hear that. I feel my heart echoes. I feel like, how can a man? I feel like my child need to be protected. In my mind, sometimes I even end up telling myself that if in life I ever have to come across a man who loves me, that man and I will have to live separate. Like, my daughter is not going to be in the same house with me for her own safety. If she's old enough, like let me say she's in her 30, like 20s, 25, there, you've already put also some, like, some words into her head. You've trained her, like, to how to defend herself, to avoid all this kind of abuse. I went I want that too. True, I think it's better to be single, because, my dear, men are not to be trusted. Not all, I don't want to say that all men, but there are some men who are shameless. Imagine you know that child belongs to your wife. You mean out there is no other women that you can sleep with? You want to, but one thing I learned in life, we used to have a neighbor. Our neighbor had daughters, and back then they used to rent. This lady got married, but she never lived in the same house with her children, with her daughters. During daytime, she could stay here with her children. At night, she goes to her husband's place. So I think that's maybe what I should also do, because that's the only way the lady protected her children. And she never allowed that man to go anywhere. Hello, how are you, Jonathan? I hope you're well. See Jonathan. So whenever the lady wanted to be with her husband, she could go. But this man never came. Like, you see this thing of men coming to your place, they're acting to be, he wants to act like the father. No, this woman never allowed the man to come. Those are security who bought an apartment for her children than the neighbors, so she is safe. Yeah, my dear, she's safe, because that's the only way how we can protect our children. You see, the man wants to behave like a head of the house in front of your children, yet deep down in his heart he's looking at them like, this is food that I need to eat. You find a man has slept with all your daughters, and he's also sleeping with you as a mother, and is threatening these children. I don't think there's a man who is doing that without threatening these children. So to protect our daughters or our sons, because nowadays even male children, they are being abused. You don't know what's going on in someone's mind. All you have to do as a mother is protect them. Make sure this guy rents an apartment far from your children. Don't even allow him to come to your house where you're renting. If he wants you to cook for him food, apartment, when you're coming to stay with your children, stay here with your children. That's the only way to protect them. Yeah, I see, that's the only way. Boys too are not safe because nowadays the world is, people are crazy. People, I don't know, maybe sick or what, but let's say the world is sick. The world has people who we should call walking dead. Someone goes on a 5-year-old child. Sometimes your son. There are those also out there. So everyone is not safe. Back then they used to say, sons are safe. Mm-mm. Nowadays in this generation, we call the Gen Z generation, even boys are not safe. They also need to be protected. You think you as a mom, you've fallen in love, but you're falling in love with someone who is going to damage your children's health. It's good to avoid them. Put them far, far away from your children. Me, when I saw that, actually, that's what made me to think of, like, if I ever grow up, I don't want any man to live in my house where my children are. If that man wants me, we have to live in his place. Then I have days where I spent with my children to protect them. Not this thing, you're going on a journey, you're leaving your daughters with a man. How? Like who? As who? You're leaving that man in the house with your daughters as who? Some men have become totally shameless. Like in Uganda, there's a man who impregnated his stepdaughter. The man impregnated his stepdaughter. And then he told her that if you try to tell your mom, I will not pay school fees for these young siblings of yours. You know, the lady got married with 3 kids and later on gave birth to 2 kids for this man. The first daughter, the man also used the daughter, slept with the daughter, and then the daughter found out she was pregnant. She moved out. She just told her mom that I have a friend of mine, and I have to work. My job is far from home, so I'll be staying there with my friend. She was running away. How did her mom find out that her own husband was the father again to her grandchild? When they went to the hospital, they need someone to donate the blood to the child. And then, hi Mo, hi, how are you, hi Mo? And then, so the mother was like, okay, let's wait for the child. Since they say they need someone to donate blood for the child, and that blood has to come from the father, let's wait. But how comes I'm not seeing the father? The daughter just told her mom, I want you to be calm. What I'm going to tell you, I want you to be strong. Don't hate me. I also didn't know what to do, but that was the only option, and that was the only reason I left home. The daughter was like, the father of my child is the same man you're living with in your house, and he's the reason why I left home. The man gave me money to do abortion, but I was afraid of losing my life, so I used that money to rent a house. And that was the reason why I left home. But, the child couldn't make it. The child passed away. Sometimes they say there is a curse that, I know that child is innocent, but as a man, how do you feel sleeping? Because if that child that you slept with, her mother is your wife and is a mother to your children, that child, even if her blood does not run, your blood does not run into her vein, but she's your child, she's the sister to your children that you fathered with her mother. Sometimes men should have some conscience in their brain. The lady was crying and say, I don't have anything to say. The child passed away. Her grandchild at the same time, her husband's child. The child passed away. The child couldn't make it. Because there are some things there are some things that are so hard to explain in this life. How can a child grows up and then you tell her, your uncle is your father? The child will be like, the child will be so confused. The child will feel confused, Maureen. Yes, imagine how the child would feel. The child will totally feel confused. And that's why if you find some community leaders, when for them they still have that mentality of calling someone a curse, that child will be called a curse, a work of, the work of the devil. So imagine your child growing up, people telling he or she that your father or the one we are supposed to call your grandfather did unbearable something. You're the fruit of curse. A child growing that mentality that I'm a fruit of a curse. It's so hard. Sometimes I think people should first reflect on their actions. Sit down and ask yourself what will happen. There are so many women out there that you're not even related to. Leave your stepdaughters alone, however much how beautiful they are. If you see that your eyes is going to make you sin, at least as a man, come out and tell your wife, you know what, for us to continue this marriage, I think we should stay separate from your children. A man who understands, stay away from those children if they are your temptation, or maybe just break up with their mother. Break up with their mother. Tell their mother this relationship cannot work. But for you, sometimes when you hear that some men are being circumcised totally and then they remove their manhood, do not complain. Some people who behave like that, they are better without no manhood. You're just there with no feelings. You're there. You're just living a normal life. But you see me, Maureen, I'm here. But sometimes I fear for my child, even though she's in a boarding school, because there's a day she told me that, Mom, can you imagine that there's a day the school dean went and woke them up? My daughter was like, we were in the dormitory sleeping, girls in their dormitory. And then my daughter was like, the dean who has never come into our dormitory, that day the dean came in and woke us up. And then he was telling us that, do you think you guys are even beautiful? I've seen things that, imagine your child telling you, like, I feared. I was like, God, protect my child, God. Sometimes mothers always afraid, to be honest. You can't be more, especially we who have girls. You fear, you're like, oh, my child. Because sometimes when I tell myself that, Nora, sometimes money is not more important than, but again, I have to wait. I just have to remind myself that just give yourself only 2 years. No, like the dean said, like there were many in the dormitory. She told me it was 5 in the morning and it was even a weekend. They are not supposed to go to the class. So they slept. So at 5 in the morning, the dean came in to wake them up. Was like, you guys wake up. What are you guys still doing in bed? He went on banging the beds, and he couldn't even wait for them to put on their night gowns. Sometimes someone prefers sleeping, anyhow they want. And then the man was like, so they were trying to hide themselves. And then the man was like, I've seen something than even those things. You think you guys are even beautiful? Well, I've seen it. But let me tell you that I was still in Uganda when that scenario happened. My daughter was still in Form 1. when that scenario happened, I went direct to the dean. I told the dean, are you the one who is supposed to wake children? So the man was like, what are you talking about? I was like, are you the one who is supposed to go to girls' dormitory to wake them? Do they have their own, someone like a matron who is supposed to be there, a female? How comes you are And then there's a lady who also had me complain. The lady was like, what did I just hear? Did you just say that he goes to our daughter's room to wake them up? Up to now, that dean was kicked out of that school. Parents went on strike. Yeah, my daughter told me, Mom, do you remember the other dean who used to come and wake us? Yeah, they sacked him. He has to leave. We trust God to protect our kids. Yeah, we trust God, but also we as parents, we have to do our job. The devil is also at work. The devil is not sleeping. The devil is awake. We pray while also standing guard at work so that the devil does not succeed. The devil we are having, it's a living devil, and the devil is living in some men, and they are wandering around the community. They are everywhere, going around deceiving people's children. Sometimes I fear. Sometimes I tell my sister, can you go? She's safe. Even if someone tells me she's safe, I'm like, at least go check on her. Go check on her. Go talk to her. Know how she's feeling. At least go there and see how is everything. Whew, life as a mother and you have a daughter, you're always in panic. I don't know what exactly to do, but I just have to be patient until my contract is fully, completely, because I'm the one who chose to stay for the second contract. I have to be more patient, and I have to remind myself that God is at work. And I always remind my child, I'm like, please, I'm begging you, protect yourself. Don't allow to be deceived. Whatever you want, me as your mother will provide to you. I will provide it, the little that I have, my girl. Don't be tempted. There is nothing good that comes out of that. Yes, you receive it, but you're going to pay it with your life. And the good thing, what also makes me strong, it's her grandfather. Her grandfather also helps a lot. Yes, don't be tempted. Her grandfather also helps me a lot. Talk to her. He always tells her, you know what, you have to protect yourself. Stay away, don't be deceived by this, and this. People are not easy, my dear sister. Oh, darling Maureen, I have to go. Thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much for staying here and just with me. But let me send you the lady's contact so that you guys can talk and you ask her more questions. But don't fear what I just told you or what we've just spoken about, the safety of our children. If you want to come and work. Leave your baby girl with your mom. As long as she's with your mom, she's safe. Just come and work. God will protect her. Okay, have a blessed day. Love you, darling. Trust God. God will take care of her. You have to come and provide for her milk and bread.